The city of Shenzhen is a major manufacturing center in China. It's often described to be constructing one high-rise a day and one boulevard every 3 days. Now, with all these skyscrapers, the city often attracts some people with crazy ideas.
Two daredevils, one from the Ukraine and one from Russia, decided to climb an international finance center here in the center of Shenzhen, China. They climbed to the top without no gear and protection while the building was still under construction. The building today stands 600 meters tall and once completed will be the second tallest building in the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Championship Sunday in the Intel Extreme Masters Season 10 in Shenzhen, China. It all comes down to this. We are in the playoff stages, and because we're kicking off a glorious day of StarCraft 2, we have 3 members on the desk. Of course, Sean Apollo Clark. We have Kevin Rotterdam. I'm not going to go all the way to your last name because I don't remember the order. And Joseph Stefkowski.
Woo! You are getting better every day, Choba.
Roddy, if we had a show tomorrow, I would have your last name down too, but
it's too late.
The best part is not that I don't remember your name, is that I don't know the order of it.
Well, I'll get it next show. Don't worry, Roddy. I got you. Don't worry. Don't feel left out. But yeah, we are in the playoff stages, round of 8. We went through all of the groups. Of course, if you missed any of that, you can go over and check the highlights and whatnot. We have a couple minutes before we go to the first match here. But let's review a little bit what happened. We've had 4 days of Intel Extreme Masters so far. We've had the open bracket. People were seeded into the round of 16. We went through groups A and B on day 2, groups C and D continuing on the stream yesterday and today. The playoffs, round of 8. It's all down to elimination matches from here.
That's right. This is going to be a fantastic day, despite being over here in an area where Koreans can get in very, very easily. Despite having a completely stacked Korean lineup, we have 3 non-Koreans in the top 8, and they are 3 very strong players.
Yeah, it's going to be such a good day. I mean, the Intel Extreme Masters, especially in Shenzhen last year, provided such a good last day, and it's going to be the same again. I'm really looking forward to the games we have today, Chobra. I think that the bracket could have looked a lot worse, but it looks so very good. I'm so excited for the games we have.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's not just, of course, we do have more foreigners than some might have expected. Also, obviously, pretty even distribution of the races. I mean, I think this is the dream round of 8 that anyone could have hoped for when they looked at the round of 16.
It's perfect. You've got a potential all-European final, all-European semi-final, having the European in the final. I believe in that side of the bracket, Chobra, to happen. I think that Snoot and Uthermal will go into the semi-finals today. You, Roddy, told me the same.
Yeah, I'm sure Roddy believes the same, don't you?
I hope so. I really hope so. I've been talking a lot with herO, you know, like obviously going up against Potting is a big match, but he said, as far as I know, Potting is just playing heroes. I think I got him.
Oh, all right. Well, yeah, there's been a good talk amongst the players too here this week. You know, of course, going on the top side of the bracket, we are going to kick off the day with herO versus Shy on the main stage. Classic versus Lysira happening off stage on the second stream, and then Parting versus Uthermal and TY versus Snoot. And hey, I mean, yeah, we're not joking when we say that the all-European semifinal could happen. I mean, when we talked to these players this morning, both of them sounded really confident. They've done their work, and they feel really good about having moved on to the quarterfinals.
These guys are legit players. As we saw, Snoot winning the group of death here, just ridiculously over Reign and Classic, the reigning champions of Korea right now. So, I mean, I think Snoot absolutely can make it through, but can Uthermal actually beat Parting?
That's a tough one. That's a really tough one. I think that I mean, as much as it would be good to have the all-European semi-final, we got to be a little bit realistic too. And Uthermal versus Parting is a very, very difficult matchup for the player from the Netherlands.
Yeah, I mean, especially just given what Parting's been saying too. He's like, you know, I'm not gonna go crazy until Sunday night. He really is investing a lot to this weekend. I mean, he wants to make it count. He wants to show once again that, like, hey, everyone believes in Parting, and here's why. You know, you guys remember me because of this. And he talks about how he has soul when he plays. There's been a lot of big talk, but Uthermal, I mean, hey, we had Snoot going #1 in Group B. If Uthermal is Parting, it's like, it's a party weekend for Europe. That's how I see it.
Absolutely the case. And a match that I want to jump over to and talk about for a moment here, herO versus Shy.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure everyone's looking and saying, well, I mean, herO is going for his 244th win in IEM, so obviously he's going to take
every
it.
day. Yesterday it was 73. He has won 140 IEMs overnight. Like, man, what a guy.
I mean, he's a fantastic player, and yeah, he's probably like the best pro in the world, definitely one of the best.
Oh, yeah.
But Shy was really, really impressive in his TVPs. Despite getting 2-0'd, he absolutely was in the lead. He showed very reactive Terran play. I think he's a very strong player, and I'm excited for that match.
Yeah, I mean, Apollo, wouldn't you say that in some way Shy, if he just reviewed his matches from yesterday and actually cleaned up just a little bit more, because like Artos was saying, he was in the lead. It's just about closing it out. And sure, that's often the difference between like the super pros and maybe those are a little bit less experienced, but it's just one best of 5 he needs to get through.
Yeah, one best of 5, but it's also against the Intel Extreme Masters player himself, herO.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's definitely a possibility. I would say there's roughly 20, 30%, maybe less chance that he could do it.
That's pretty high.
Okay, I'm going to go with 20 then. I won't push 30. But come on, it's herO. I mean, I'm expecting herO in the finals, no doubt today.
Yeah, I mean, that's a safe bet. But I think Shy is going to take at least one game. And I think that there is definitely that chance. This is his home crowd here.
And there's a lot of people that showed up yesterday to watch him play. A lot of people, actually.
Yeah, I'm sure more people will be showing up today. I mean, we heard the crowd going crazy yesterday, and that was the loudest they've ever gotten. I mean, before that, they were cheering for good StarCraft, and then Shy got through the groups, and everyone goes crazy. Like, yes, we still have a Chinese player in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Definitely an exciting moment after Jim and Sion unfortunately got eliminated in Group C. But now herO, we're talking, yeah, sure, it's not just the Intel Extreme Masters, though, right? Like, this year, herO is just blazing through tournaments. I mean, we talked about this yesterday. You guys talked on the casting desk how leave some world championship points to other people, right? WCS points for other people in these tournaments, because other people are actually scrambling to gather more just to try to get into the top 16 at the end of the year. And herO's just sitting on this pile of WCS points. He's like, yeah, I don't know what to do with all these points. And maybe I'll just get some more and another Intel Extreme Master title at that.
It's almost like he has enough points to qualify for the next year's BlizzCon too.
Oh, that would be so funny. Point.
If he just like makes a request right now, it's like, hey, can we do like every point that I get from this point on counts for 2016?
That would be sick.
Can I withdraw 2,000 points? Can I keep those for next year?
Put them in a savings account, get interest over it, starts the next season with 3.5,
Yeah, I mean, herO, of course, playing for CJ Entis, coming over from Korea. If you've been watching the Intel Extreme Masters especially, you know this guy. He's got that charming smile. He can be a little humble at times, but then this tournament, he's had some cheeky talk against the other Protoss, like partying and whatnot, saying, yeah, they are in their prime. He gives respect. He's like, yeah, I do think they've actually gotten back to the top, but they're not me. They're not playing at the Intel Extreme Masters. This is my home ground, says herO.
And I really think that one thing that really stood out from yesterday is herO was in a little bit of trouble in the Protoss versus Protoss game he played, and then all of a sudden he flicked a switch and became a champion. Like the micro that he was showing and the ability that he displayed was absolutely incredible. And I remember listening to Roddy cast it, and Roddy's like, well, herO's in trouble, he's probably going to lose it. And then all of a sudden, he didn't make a single mistake, and he played better than a lot of people expected him to do at that point.
No, absolutely. He pulled the right amount of probes, and that's so hard as well. Most of the time in PvP, when you're pulling probes, that's the beginning of the end. Like, you never want to pull probes in PvP because it just doesn't do a whole lot. But he pulled, it felt like a lot, and then you look at the work cap, okay, he suddenly won that fight, but he lost so many workers, right?
Yeah.
He still has 18. That's actually something he can work with, and then he just turned it around. That was a godlike game. But I do want to ask you, Artelza, you see the most of herO from all of us, I think.
Yeah.
And I've always felt, or not always, but his PvT is a real roller coaster ride throughout his career. Every now and then he shows great PvT, and then suddenly it's like, okay, this was very uninspiring play, what I see right now.
There's definitely been some periods in StarCraft 2's history where herO was, in my opinion, undoubtedly the best PvT, and then times where I'm like, oh, I don't even really want to see this guy's PvT right now because it seems like it's a lower level. But I think that overall it's pretty darn solid right now, so should be feeling good.
But you have been mentioning Shy. His games looked really crisp yesterday, and sure, like herO talks about how his micro wasn't good yesterday and whatnot, but Shy, when we talked to him afterwards, he said, yeah, there is a lot of riding on my pride and whatnot, and I do want to go forward. He wants to go to that semifinal.
I do like his build orders a lot. He
Yeah.
played very different build orders. There are so many Terrans that are very one-dimensional right now. Reaper, CC on the low ground, followed up with a factory.
Right.
He was switching it up. Proxy the factory while going 3CC. I was like, oh my god, that's such a good build. This is such an underrated build even.
He was reacting all the time to what he was seeing as well. He seems like a very smart Terran player, and with China being full of really good Protosses, I think that's his best matchup, and that's what's going to give him a shot here.
And really cheesy Protosses.
That's true.
Get that.
That is true.
Yeah, can't ever forget that. And what I found interesting was, of course, when we talked to him, even in the community, people were wondering, like, does China even have any other Terrans? Like, who does Shy practice against? But then Shy in there, he's like, actually, we have a couple of young guys. They are coming up, and they are under the radar, but that's something you should look forward to. And, maybe that is where Shy's getting his practice too, right? So I think we can look forward to, like Artosis said, at least a game taken away by Shy, maybe going all the way to the very last map. And at that point, really anything can happen if it's down to one map.
herO has so much experience, though. For me, I really do believe that Shy has a chance, but the amount of experience, the amount of tournaments, and the amount of times that herO's played in a quarterfinal at this stage in the Intellectual Masters, he's so very, very good.
All right, well, it is going to be the first quarterfinal, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, a best of 5 from here on out in the playoff stages. So it's going to be a little bit more intense than we've had in the group stages. It's going to be CJ Entis here, the 3-time Intel Extreme Masters champion, now going for his 4th title. Going up against Shy, who's trying to repeat not only what Jim did last year here in Shenzhen, but possibly taking it one step further, going to the final himself to bring us the first match. It's going to be the awesome duo of Rotterdam and Artosis.
Yeah, when I said I was excited to see Shy play against herO, I was not kidding. I want to be in this game, looking at everything. It's already started. Let's go ahead and get going. First map, gonna be Terraform.
It's going to be a great day of StarCraft, then. It's going to be a really great day. Multiple quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals. Everything is going to be happening today here at the Intel Extreme Masters in Shenzhen. And we are loaded into our first map, which is Terraform. And we're looking at this oh so beautiful base from the 3-time Intel Extreme Masters champion. It's CJ Entis herO. Look at that guy.
3?
Yeah, he's won.
I could have sworn it was like 422.
I think, we've already in season 10 right now. How many could he win in a year? Let's say he wins 5 or 6 a year. Maybe by the time that he's 34, he's actually closing in on it.
Maybe. All right. His opponent in the bottom right, the last Chinese player left, it is Shy. Obviously going to be the crowd favorite, the fan favorite here. A Chinese player playing in China. He showed some great games. By far the oldest player in this lineup of 8 at 28 years old. That is an age we don't see many top-level pro gamers at.
Nope. Most of the time, then you've already accepted that you can't compete anymore. You become a commentator, tournament admin, or observer.
That is exactly it.
Because, of course, we do want to stick around in esports. It's going to be a guest first, I believe it was for Shy, right? He's already mining. Actually, it would just be a Reaper opening. I think it's just going to be a Reaper opening for this man over here. Yesterday, he showed a really cool build on Terraform. It was a Reaper opening into a CC, into a proxy factory, into another CC at home, and I thought it had so much potential.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for that one pylon that parting, just sneaked into, let's say, that third base location and wiped in DTs behind enemy lines, I think Shy would have been in a phenomenal position.
He absolutely would have. He was playing just really, really well. Like, he could have won both games against Parting. So we'll see. Obviously, herO will have talked to Parting and maybe watched those games as well that Shy played against Parting. So if he's doing the same build, that might not go so well for him.
And I got a small little fact. This morning, I was the first man in the breakfast room, actually, and the only other guy was there was my favorite person in the whole wide world, or at least my favorite Protoss. It was Rain. I was like, "Hi, champ," and then he always waves at me. And I was like, "Rain, out of the 3 Protosses left," I simplified it a little bit. I was like, "Who would you like to win, herO, Classic, or Parting?" He looked at me. He's like herO. So, maybe even there's like a little bit of range support over here for herO as well. If he wasn't scary enough, if he didn't win enough IEMs yet.
Seriously.
Well, you've got Rain on your side or Rain in your corner.
You're giving me some nerd chills right now, Rotterdam, because those are my 2 favorite Protoss. Those are the 2 Protoss that I have seen every game of. So that's pretty awesome to think that they might be helping each other out here. I mean, that makes them even that much more scary.
And it makes him so much more cool as well. Like, just imagine Rain and herO talking about Protoss. It's just like, oh my God.
I can't even.
Wire this room, FBI, you know.
I don't even think that they would talk about it. They'd probably take their avatar tails out and connect them to just transfer thoughts.
It's a good chance. Once again, Shai kept his Reaper at home. Already mentioned this yesterday, guys, but there are a lot of Protoss players who keep their probe on the Terran side of the map, let's say until 3:55. Then they sneak it in to be annoying with that SCV that's building a command center or get a free scout off. Shai knows this, that's why he keeps the Reaper at home. Doesn't want to give any free information to herO.
And very smart. Wow, that's a really good snipe right there, especially. Well, I guess not especially considering he's going Robo. There's nothing too weird about that, but depending on what build he wants to go with here. But I think that hero's going to play pretty safe overall. I don't expect an Immortal all-in.
You know, it's really funny because I've played this map so many times and I didn't actually know that the single pylon blocked Reapers from hopping into the main base over there.
Yeah, it did look like that's what that did.
Because this little weird artifact over here on the south side, that is just like an anti-Reaper building. If you're Terran, you just look at it and you're like, did it really have to be there?
The map creator, definitely a Protoss player.
Yeah, man, we put that pylon on the high ground and now that pylon over there, it's nice.
Whoever made this in the Team Liquid map competition, I can't remember the name right now, but I'm sure they're like, you know what? Parting is going to be able to hide all sorts of tech in his main base.
It's been really cool. There we do have that pylon going down. That actually only works on the other side of the map then, I guess, right? Yeah, that's really weird. Oh no, actually that works over here as well.
Yeah,
but at least this time the medevac is going to be able to spot it immediately. Unfortunately, Widow Mines do not kill pylons, like you said, I think yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Drop a couple of Widow Mines. Oh, that's cool. But I think the pylon spots that easily, right?
Yeah, I think it does, but at least that means no warp-ins will occur. Maybe he's still kind of feeling that from before. That's how he lost on this map against Parting, was a warp-in right there, so he did check for it.
You can see that game did make him a little bit paranoid, because he's throwing up 2 missile turrets, and obviously he didn't really get any information with the Reaper, and this stings a little bit if you're Terran. You do not want to be in the dark this much. Like, we see everything, and we know there's not that much to worry about yet, other than a very quick Robo Bay. But as a Terran right now, there's so many thoughts racing through your mind. You know, did he proxy? Oh my god, these Widow Mines, at least they were able to unload.
Ooh, really nothing out of this. A very good denial there by herO, unfortunately for Shai. One thing I want to point out is he got 2 eBays quite a while ago. Hasn't been upgraded. Okay, he just starts the +1 attack. I wonder if the 2 eBay was a mistake.
Yeah, I don't think you get them this quickly normally.
Yeah, that seemed a little bit weird, but
I think herO is just going to go for a very simple, very straight up, you know, 2 base Colossus, Blink Stalker attack over here. You know, maybe with a third base behind it, but he's going to put on so much pressure that he could pretty much win with it. Another Widow Mine gets taken out in the middle of the map. Man, herO has killed 3 Widow Mines in this game, has lost 1 worker.
Well,
by the time I kill my first mine, I've lost 12, Artos.
Seriously. But, you know, if Shai has Maru level play, then I guess he can probably lose about 14 more Widow Mines doing nothing and take him out.
Oh my god, there's another medevac flying on the south side of the map. herO has spider senses so far. He came to play today. This is gross, man. If you're Shai right now, this is starting to get very annoying because it just feels you cannot do any right in this game. herO has been literally everywhere.
Literally. Every spot on the map at once. A god. Rotterdam. But, yeah, I mean, his defense is perfect. He's taking his 3rd base right now. We have 4 Raxes being added on for Shai right now. He's going to have to get some damage in, you know, at least kill off the 3rd base coming up here because, I mean, you can't start your 3rd CC after their 3rd Nexus and not do any damage to him. That would just be terrible. No way you're going to beat herO like that.
Look at this cute little Widow Mine wiggling his way behind this assimilated photon. Overshot's going to go down. Observer comes up as well, so just a single probe as well for this one. Well, at least he didn't lose the medevac this time. That's something. But, I mean, look at all this game. This has been a great game for herO so far. If you're a Protoss and you've taken... Oh, this mine I like a lot. Imagine if herO transfers 12 workers.
Oh, man, that would be just killer. And I don't know if he actually notices it's there. I think he's being a little bit sneaky with these Widow Mines.
Yeah. So far, Shai is showing us cool play, but it's just not been his game. And these 2 Colossus, they represent a very, very serious threat.
Certainly no way that he's going to die anytime soon here, but Shai continues to try to get in some sort of harassment, making a lot of Widow Mines this game. 4 more in this like already damaged medevac.
I do like that. I do like the 4 mine drop because the single photon overcharge is not going to keep you safe. I think he used F2 or something because he repositioned the medevac on the north side of the map. Now it's going to go into the main base again. Shy is going to lose a couple forces here, but I do think we should take a look at that medevac in the main base. Photon overcharge went down immediately. No, don't unload them like that. Oh god, this is not the way you want to drop 4 mines. Okay,
there you go.
Okay. Jackpot.
All right, pretty good one there. Unfortunately, that one does go ahead and die.
The one over here killed 2.
Yeah,
that's something.
All right, I mean, it's not too bad. Kind of annoying there for herO, and definitely that was one, like you were saying, that could have gotten a lot if he transfers his probes all clumped.
Man, that was a little bit fortunate. I think Shy seems to be a little bit nervous because normally a Terran of his level wouldn't unload 4 mines like that. And I guess he just mistimed his boost a tiny bit. But hey, finally he got something that he could work with. herO, of course, is starting to get a little bit annoyed now. He's like, man, I shot you down so many times. You just keep on trying. I'm actually just going to attack you. I think the best thing for herO is don't turn around. You don't want to turn around for those 2 medevacts because this army of herO is way stronger than anything Shy has out on the map right now.
Shy's army is like nothing. He has almost no units right now, really. Like 9 Marauders, 7 Marines, 2 medevacs.
Yeah, and the 2 medevacts are on the other side of the map as well.
Yeah.
Bunkers are great, but not when there are 3 Colossus and a bunch of Blink Stalkers wailing away at it. This double drop in the main base, yes, it's going to do a lot of damage, but I think this this army of herO on the other side of the map is never going to die. Where's the money support?
Like this.
Yeah, he has a recall as well, if you would like that. He could recall half the army.
I think you just basically kill stuff and then recall to your natural. It's like, let him have the main, it doesn't matter. Like, this is a game-winning move right now from herO.
Yep, he is going to end up losing at least 1 Nexus, but he has taken out 2 orbital commands in return, taking out a ridiculous amount of SCVs as well, losing a lot of probes. But, you know, the main story is there are still 3 Colossus on the map, and there is absolutely 0 Vikings out on the map. So it's 2 bases for 1. Great trade for herO.
Very, very well done indeed. herO continues to keep that supply lead. Not a lot of units out still here for Shy. That army of herO just absolutely never going to die.
Yeah, and now he's basically a 1 base orbital, or, you know, 1 base Terran, and he's going to try to rebuild one of his CCs, but there is no answer to these 4 big boys that shoot a lot of lasers at this poor Terran army. Really good game from herO so far. Shy got a little bit unfortunate early on. You know, you try to make some plays, and it's all right if your first drop doesn't do any damage, but when you lose 2.5 or 3 medevacs, and you lose 5 mines, and you kill 2 workers, well, then you're in a lot of trouble.
You know, I gotta say, herO really on point right now, Rotterdam. Really good choice in build orders, I think. Great execution. He had perfect map awareness the entire game. herO really did come to play, and like you guys were saying at the desk, you know, this is kind of his tournament. He's looking for win number 400.
Pretty much flawless game 1 over here by herO. There was just this 1 mine, but by then herO was so far ahead that, you know, we're just going to forget about that 1 mine killing 10 workers. He's still losing a lot of workers on the other side of the map. You know, could Shy force a draw? No, how many probes do we have? We have 10 workers, and actually they're being transferred to the other side of the map. So for a second I was like, maybe Shy can squeeze out a draw scenario over here, but there are 10 probes running to the other side of the map, and herO has money for a Nexus.
I like that he's trying to do that. I think that, like, as a Terran player, you should go for things like this when you're way behind, because
don't tell these nerds on ladder to do this, Dan. Like, now I have to deal with this every single ladder game.
No, I mean, every now and then, you know, the Protoss, he warps another round of StarCraft, says like, not enough money for a Nexus, it's a draw.
And I love that as well. Shy sees that he had enough money for a Nexus, and he will tap out immediately. GG is called. herO wins game number 1 on Terraform. And like you said, absolutely looked on point.
Yeah, very, very strong player. You know, I was saying I think Shy will take a game. I think it's still definitely very likely, or very possible, but the way that herO played that game, if he keeps up with that type of sense of the game, of where everything is, catches all these drops, I mean, if you can't kill at least a few probes with 2-3 medevacs, you're in a lot of trouble, man.
I wouldn't have played that map any better if I had Fog of War turned off, and that says a lot about you.
Yeah.
We're going to head over to a very small break, and after that, we'll be back with game number 2 that is going to be played on Koda.
Hey guys, welcome back to Intel Extreme Masters Shenzhen. We are on the final day in the round of 8. Of course, we can't stream all the matches here. We just don't have enough time. So you definitely can check out Base Trade TV for the other stream. The other match that's going on right now is Classic Lucera. So that's a fantastic one as well.
I think they're still in game number 1 on Coda, but I'm not 100% sure. But definitely check that out because that is a phenomenal series as well. Hard to say who's going to win that one. We didn't really touch on it.
That's true. We didn't talk about. I mean, I think you have to go with Classic. He's just been way more solid recently than Lucera, but Lucera definitely a player that knows how to win on stage.
Yeah, I guess actually you see Lucera take that series. I'm not sure why. I have a hunch. I have a feeling.
I see.
And I must say, most of my feelings have been pretty spot on this tournament.
You are really in tune with nature, I must say.
That's why I'm like this guy who sits at night on a skyscraper in Shenzhen and thinks about this tournament, and then I get feelings from above.
Indeed.
Well, get a picture of that.
Let's talk about this game, then I'll hear about your feelings on who's going to take it down. Here in the bottom right, our Protoss player. It is CJ Entis herO.
And on the left top side of Coda, we're looking at the base of our blue Terran player representing Invictus Gaming. It is Shy. You know, every single time I say Shy, I think back of my days when I was an ambitious nerd.
Yeah.
And I once traveled to Russia to play in a Warcraft 3 tournament, and I got in a group with Infi, a very strong Chinese human, I won't say Terran, but humans back then. And there was a Korean Night Elf player as well called Shy. And he was very good.
There was actually a StarCraft player named Shy.
Oh, really?
As well. And he changed his name to SOS, I believe.
Okay.
I'm 99% sure.
I didn't know that.
I don't really keep trivia in my brain like this much, but
what?
Yeah.
What's going on?
CC first with the scout.
I got really hyped.
Yeah, but it's a double gas immediately coming up for herO. So he's already in a position where he might be able to punish this very well with the quick Oracle.
But he doesn't have a probot on the map yet, so it's not going to be like one of those absolutely ridiculously quick, furious oracles, because if that would have been the case, he would have already sent out a probe, most likely. It's going to be very nice for Shy that he's going to spot this. I think he's going to be a little bit sad that he dropped his CC on the low. He's going to eBay block him.
Huh. Well, looks like I don't think you eBay block when you went CC first.
Oh, I think you should always eBay block.
You think? Oh, I think it's a fantastic move. Like In Control and I had a long talk about how Terrans are dumb for not eBay blocking every game.
Yeah, we spoke about this in Home Story Cup as well. I get so okay. There we go, my man.
All right.
This is so good. Like, this is what you do. Do you know how frustrating this is? Look, the Cybercore is almost done. Now he starts the Zealot. He doesn't even want to make this Zealot.
I am a Protoss player as well, Roddy. I do know how... This is why I always have my Zealot started. The thing is, when you go 2 gas, sometimes that doesn't fit into your build order. But I always start, then cancel my Zealot because of this.
But, you know, this is such a great little investment. He still has the SCV alive. Now he has Vision over there as well. He knows that Nexus is not done yet. He knows that he's going to be ahead economically. He also knows that he forced herO to do something that herO didn't necessarily want to do. Okay, so the Stalker is on the way, and that's, I wouldn't say a super quick Stalker, but Shy, get a bunker. Like, in scenarios like this, as a Terran, you don't want to be stubborn, just get a bunker. Wow, is he doing this of 1 Rex, by the way? He went CC first, 1 Rex?
Yeah.
What a guy!
It's what a guy indeed. I love that he's teching up very quickly here. You know, I think what he's doing is, if you go into the multiple racks, like, maybe that can be safer, but I don't think you're supposed to. I think you have to take a bunch of edges against herO and be like, okay, I hope he doesn't kill me early on, and I'm going to be greedy.
I don't mind it, exactly. Like, you know, if I would go up against a player like that, I'm also going to try to cut every single corner I can. Yeah. Because it's not like I'm the favorite over here, you know, so you're going to skip out on a couple things, but it's a ridiculously greedy build. Just imagine if an Oracle would have actually been produced in this map.
You would just lose.
He has 3 Marines. It's just 100% game over. There's absolutely nothing he can do. This Mothership Core is not going to be able to do a whole lot, other than the fact that it does get a great scout off. That's always very important. As a pros player, you want to know how many Rexes are there, is the factory done or not, and that definitely gives you a lot to work with.
Well, right now we do have the Twilight about to finish up. He's trying to prepare for an Oracle. Of course, a quick Oracle would already been there and killed him, but, you know, he's taken some risks, and it's kind of paid off, but will he be able to stop a herO Blink Stalker attack?
Yeah, and obviously it's the question is as well, how crazy does herO want to go with this? Because there is a chance that he will just make a couple of Blink Stalkers for map control. He's going to wipe in the robotics facility as well, so he will get a couple of observers. So maybe he won't necessarily commit to it, but he is getting a pylon on the north side of the map. This is kind of the way that Parting played against Kalazua yesterday. It's like, yeah, I can defend, but above all, I can attack, and you're going to have very, very few units. And, you know, just 6 Blink Stalkers in your main base when you're working off 1 barracks, well, what are you going to do as a Terran player?
Not a whole lot, really. We'll see what he can do against it. Of course, Blink only about halfway done.
He's wiping in 3 more Stalkers. At least he has that bunker. I'm so happy that he does have that bunker, but I'm still very worried. Oh my god, he's dropping another CC. And I think the moment that herO is going to spot this, and he will, Stalkers are going to see this.
Yeah.
The moment that herO is going to see this, he's just going to be like, well, you know, let's just make 3 more Stalkers, blink past this bunker, and like, I know Terran is a crazy race, but there is no way you have any units to defend. I'm very worried right now for Shy. Oh god, I'm so worried for him.
Yeah, it really is rough. He's being like another level of greed.
Yeah,
if,
this is
if
insane.
herO went for like the build he did last game, he'd be totally fine and in good shape.
Right, he's gonna blink
absolutely
Bass.
not the case.
He'll just blink Bass and run to the main base.
Yep. Ouch. There is not a lot to do here, man. This is really, really rough. His Widowmines have to do a lot of work on the other side of the map if he's to win this.
Yeah, there's no DPS in this little Terran army. Like, SCVs are great in soaking up damage if you have other stuff actually dealing damage. At least these Widowmines in the main base will do. Oh my god, he killed 6-7 works over there. I mean, hero's down to 16 probes. He's super all in, but it doesn't matter if you're super all in if you're winning the game.
Yeah, absolutely. He should be able to just finish from here.
It's 12 Blink Stalkers. He has an Observer as well. The Observer is out of position. This mine is going to shoot. Gets a reasonable hit, but yeah. There's no other way I can spin this. I'm just not sure what Shy can do, if he can do anything. He has no units that do any damage.
He's got 16 SCVs left in like a couple Widow Mines around the map. There's really nothing left here for him, unfortunately. You know, he took a risk. I think it was an okay risk, to be honest, because, you know, he might look at it and say, you know, maybe hero's going to only play safe against me. Like just Robo, you know, into Colossus, into Blink, that type of thing. And if he had done that same build, again, Shy's actually in the lead with this build order, but...
No, I do like the you know, throwing in a triple CC once in a best of 5. I absolutely love that, and I think it's very underrated, because there are phases in the game, like Protoss, a lot of people think Protoss can scout all the time because of the Mothership Core, because of hallucinated sentries, but there are moments where you keep your Observer at home, where you don't have a sentry, where your Mothership Core is at home, and then suddenly you're like, hey, why am I not being attacked? And then you see it like, oh my god, you have triple CC all along. So I think it's very smart to throw it in once in a best of 5, but maybe Coda is not the map for it though, because Coda is one of these maps where our Protoss players love to defend against the first drop and counterattack.
Yeah, well, you know, it's... I'm glad to see him taking these types of risks, but...
This was insane though.
Yeah, he needs to do something here on Iron... Hey, Iron Fortress, this is a good map for him to pick up a win on, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a great map for drops. Like, this is a great map for bio drops. It's not the type of map where if Protoss has 1 or 2 observers, they will see everything. You're going to need multiple observers on patrol. Maybe the Terran can deny some of the Protoss vision. So I think it's just the most important thing here for Shy is that he actually makes it into the normal phase in the game. And when I say normal phase in the game, I mean, let's say you have 2 to 4 medevacts with stimmed bio. Like, that is a normal phase of TVP. And would be really nice if he could make it to that phase in the game without being behind.
Yeah.
Because the previous 2 games, you know, he's never been there.
Yeah, that's definitely the case.
What a cute mouse. It's like...
is that a Zowie Miko?
I don't know, but it's like one of those little animals. How do you call them? Those little bugs?
Ladybug.
A ladybug!
Yeah.
You know how we call them in Dutch?
What?
Een lieve heersbeestje.
What does that mean?
Well, it's not really a ladybug. It means like a lovely, lovely little animal.
Really?
And then heers is something else. I don't know, it's kind of difficult to translate. But it's like basically like a lovely little creature.
Oh. You should change your ID to that.
Well,
Sartosis and Ladybug here, guys. We're going to be casting this next game.
I could dig it. And I just get like 2 little, you know, dots on my face. A little red mask with 2 dots.
It's cosplay convention here, so.
I think I could rock it, ID McToast.
You could rock anything, literally.
Well, I disagree with that. I've seen myself in some of the outfits. It's really fun when you're in esports for a long time. There are a lot of pictures of yourself that you're not really aware of on the internet.
Yeah.
And then every now and then people put together a collage and you're like, why didn't anybody warn me about my hair back then? Like, you know, who let me out of the door, man? Come on, guys. Where are my friends?
Man, one of my favorite things to do, actually, is to go ahead and go to Google Images and just type in Todd and look at all the old pictures of him. It is just so fun.
Todd, I mean, plot didn't change all that much. He got a little angrier over the years. But other than that, he's always had the same face. I love Johan. He's been around for decades, man.
For decades. Yeah, that's true. He's in his 20s. He's literally been around for decades.
Good old Todd. I'm sure he's watching. He has so much passion. Unless there's a heroes match on. Just kidding, Todd. Love you. All right, we have a minor technical difficulty over here, but it won't take very long, and then we can just hop into game number 3 on Iron Fortress. Shai has his work cut out for him. Look at that mouse. Look at that mouse.
It's a sweet little creature, that mouse.
Yeah.
All right, it looks like...
it's actually really like a ladybug.
Yeah, it's like a ladybug print on the mouse.
That's great.
It's not just like a red with black polka dots print. It's like specifically a ladybug.
I mean, I can't blame him for using that mouse. Actually, I recently ordered one of those. I've been experimenting with
that Miko?
Yeah.
It's like the best mouse. It is, in my opinion, it is the best mouse for StarCraft 2.
Yeah, I've been like... I have one of these days where I just feel like I cannot play StarCraft, and then I blame my mouse. It's like, it's the mouse! and then I go on the interwebs, which mouse should I order next? You know, like, I know I'm better than this.
I love that. I love someone willing to admit it. It can freshen the mind, man.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like we are going into our next map on Iron Fortress. Up here in the top left, leading 2-0, it is Sejantis herO.
Just cruising through another Intel Extreme Masters like it's another day at the job. Of course, he's already won 3. One in North America, one in South America. And he's looking for his second IEM title in Asia. But did you know... Well, we can talk about that later. Over here on the left bottom side of Iron Fortress, we're looking at a Terran from Invictus Gaming. It is Shai. Definitely has his work cut out for him.
Good map to take the first game on, though.
It's been almost 4 years since a non-Korean won the Intel Extreme Masters.
Almost 4 years.
It was in China, though, the last time.
Hydra was the last one?
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Good old Greg. What a legend.
Indeed he was. Indeed he still remains.
Yeah.
Very good Heroes player.
Really?
Yeah, he's a Heroes pro now.
I know he is, but I'm not sure if he's very good. I've heard the mixed rumors.
Well, everyone and their brother wants to call Hydra bad, but
okay.
someone
I have
with
no
that
idea.
much skill at StarCraft, could he ever be bad at anything?
I have no idea.
Truly?
No, I don't.
This is actually a fact, guys. If you get really good at StarCraft, it means you're just like a really smart person that can be good at anything. StarCraft skill translates to basically everything in the world.
Basically everything.
Yeah. No,
you can design
Ronnie,
the next...
You could do anything, man.
I could design the next skyscraper for
You
Shenzhen.
absolutely could. If that's what you wanted to do, the amount of dedication it takes to become good at StarCraft, it shows something in you that not everyone has. You could build a skyscraper. You could be an astronaut.
Those are...
Apollo could manage a Walmart.
I have no idea what we're talking about.
He doesn't have his headset on.
No. Aw, good old Shawnee. It's another CC first on the low ground for Shai. This time he is going to follow it up with 2 Rexes though, and that is a little more common.
Yeah.
I do like this a little bit more. Like the last game, if you're playing Cactus Valley, a 4-player map, maybe, the pros gets unlucky with the scouting, and then you can sort of sneak that in, but I think going for CC first on the low ground, followed up by 1 Rex factory, starport into another CC on Coda out of all maps, like that's a little ambitious.
Certainly, but you know what? If herO had done a different build, he'd look like a genius right now. He'd be like, "Whoa, Shai is killing him! It's so good."
3 Rexes even.
Indeed.
I don't mind some 3 Rex aggression.
Yeah. Look, this is actually this is my opinion about TVP. If you're the lesser player as the Terran against like one of these real titans like Rain or herO that just is so good at defense, I don't like the tech builds. They deal with the tech builds from like Maru and don't take damage. You're not going to do damage with the Widowmine drop. Sorry, bro, you're not going to do it. I think what you should do is make a hell of a lot of units and try to catch them out of position.
Yeah, I think actually that's... I think you make a very valid point over there. I notice that on ladder every now and then. I feel like I'm really starting to get good against the Widowmine drops. You do well in your own respective league, and then like suddenly you play, one of the Go 4s, or you play in a WCS qualifier, and you're like, oh, cool, I'm playing against, like top 8 Grandmaster League Terran. Like, well, I'm pretty good in dealing with Widowmine drops, right?
Yeah.
Well, no, get out of my game. It's like just 3 mines just blowing up everything. So I kind of like this, and there is a good chance that maybe herO is going to play very greedy. Maybe it's 1 gate Twilight into a Robo.
Yeah.
Most likely he will drop 2 more gateways. One other reason why I like a 3-Rex, an Iron Fortress, is because of the unique design in the natural. There is no ramp.
Yeah.
So it's a lot harder to force field out 3-Rex aggression.
Certainly
Just
the
a-
case.
it's just
Yeah,
straight up.
I'd love to see him just walk over with a bunch of units, because sometimes, Protoss just has in their mind that there's a Widow Mine coming, and then they're a little bit out of position, and bam, you get a lot of damage done, kill a sentry, kill the mothership core, a few probes.
I'm a little bit sad over here for Shai. That, He was a little bit worried that there was an Oracle or something heading to his main base, and he didn't
Yeah.
want to be caught out of position. But
If he just
probe
had two
spotting-
Marines there.
Yeah, exactly. Just 1 or 2 Marines. That's all you need. You didn't need 9 Marines to protect against an Oracle. Even when the Oracle is from herO, you don't need 9.
Yeah, if he just left 2 down to block that scout, he'd be in a way better spot, but he's not dead or anything.
He's still doing this. He's still dropping the robo. If I was herO, I'd be a tiny bit worried.
Yeah.
Because Blink is not very strong against straight up 3-Rex. I do this all the time, and sometimes you get away with it, and sometimes you just, like if you lose 1 Stalker, it just feels like, it's like a domino effect. All of them will fall. Like Shai will most likely force out a very early photon overcharge, wait till it expires, and then he's gonna hop in again. Stim is a little bit later. I felt he could have had much quicker Stim with this build, but he went for concussive shells first,
Well,
which will give him
concussive.
a Stalker crew. No.
But yeah, I mean, you're quite right about this. On only 1 gateway, this could be a little bit tough. He might want to chrono out an Immortal.
Photon
That's
overcharge probably immediately.
Yeah, it's already been off before he even enters. But Shai knows to just wait this out.
Oh, look at that Stalker. Ah, man. That Stalker on the north side. He should have died. If that was my Stalker, he would have been so dead. Ooh. More and more Terrans are starting to
like
be
it.
quite fond of this. I saw the Muslim stream the other day, and he was also trying to experiment a little bit with hidden CCs on Iron Fortress. And, I think it's quite alright, because it's very unlikely that you scout this. There are already missile turrets. Oh, by the way, I believe there is a missile turret in both mineral lines. There's one there, one there. That doesn't mean that DT drop, is going to suck, because if you drop them in the main base, they start working on add-ons. It's still very frustrating for a Terran, but it's very nice to have at least, that safety ground to fall back on. It's like, okay, I got detection here. I can actually kill DTs all the time.
Yeah, and it seems like he is kind of going into that mid-game area, and I don't think he's going to be behind, to be honest. We'll see what the DT drop can get done, though. This is starting to poke in the front here a little bit. He's got to be careful there, and just dealing a little bit of damage before blinking away.
herO's, of course, just distracting him over here while that Warp Prism is heading towards the main base, and it's going to unload a couple of those DTs real soon. And 3 DTs, like, they can actually kill that missile turret in basically 1 swipe as well. And things will get very dicey. This is the moment where Shai should realize, like, hey, if you're serious about this, I should have way more trouble dealing with this, because you're freaking CGN as herO. So something else is going on. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a supply depot on the north side.
He did it before the Dark Shrine. Oops.
Nice to know that herO is a human being too.
Yeah, it is. It's nice to be reminded of this every now and then.
Okay, that factory is going to spot it, I think. Well, he probably can land it. No, he can't. All right, man, these Dark Templars going to do some serious work. Shai, when are you going to spot this? Right now. Is he going to be able to repair it? No, this is too much DPS.
No, certainly, and starting to lose some SCVs. He's got to pull those away. Stalker's going to go ahead and hit the front once again, it looks like.
Try to scan, please, buddy. Oh, man, this is so frustrating already. He needs to build a turret right here, right now, immediately. Even before you scan, you already need to start your turret. Okay, he's at least doing a very good job of making sure he doesn't lose the bunker, but these Dark Templars, like I said, even when you have 2 missile turrets in your middle line, that's nice, but it doesn't mean that DTs are not going to be extremely infuriating to deal with.
Yeah, this DT behind the mineral line is going to deal so much damage. It's going back into that mineral line now, and the SCV deaths are just racking up. He doesn't have another scan.
Maybe soon from his hidden base. No, he doesn't. There's no energy on that one.
There we go.
All right, at least that Mr. is going to finish up again. herO, of course, is already quite satisfied with the amount of workers that he's killed. We're looking at 12, 13, 14. Oh, man, herO's making this all look so easy. Now he has to be a little bit careful. This is a moment where I kind of like to see Shai just take some map control. I know you're probably still worried about that Dark Shrine, but no, you don't want to make this like herO's playground all the way.
No, totally. He should be moving out on the map very, very soon now. This is one of the only times where his army actually would win in a straight-up fight, because as these Colossus increment out, as this 1-1 finishes and Thermalance gets up, it's going to be a lot harder. But right now, he might be able to pick up a few unit kills, maybe put some pressure on that third.
Okay, come on, Sim forward. Your army is a lot stronger. He has a couple of units in the main base. He could pick up these units and just like fly north, and then he could actually unload them under the Warp Prism. We know it's there. He doesn't know it's there, but if he tries, then he will see it regardless. Oh, God.
Well, looks like
Come
herO
on,
wants to do another drop. He could mess up with this if he's
Yeah,
looking at his
stim.
Blink Stalkers
Just
at the
stim.
same time.
Stim.
Oh, very nice move there by Shy. That is a big pickup.
Massive. That's 600 minerals, and above all, he doesn't have to worry about the Wild Prism anymore.
Yeah.
Come on, Shy. This is that moment where you want to move out a little bit. I know you got that hidden orbital, and that's great. He's actually outmining herO a tiny bit, but we all know herO is so freaking good. He's on double forge. He's going up to Colossus. You know, you don't want to play against herO, double forge, Colossus, and eventually Storm as well.
Yeah, no, he's got to get out here. He's going to be behind an upgrade soon as well, so he is starting to spin and push out. Very nicely done, and we'll see what he can actually get done with this, though. Right now, we already have 2 Colossus out, and that Thermal Lance is going to be done pretty darn soon.
But Iron Fortress is a map where Colossus can be a little bit derpy, and there's a lot of surface area to cover. That's why herO spread pylons all over the place. But you know, you want to start off with just sniping these pylons, and then eventually, you know, you set yourself up for a very successful drop. I really like this, what he did over there. He's like, hey, here's my SCV. I really want to go up to 3 bases too, you know? Like he told the story there, and I like that.
That's totally the voice he would do it in, too.
Yeah, that's what he said to herO, and herO is like, "Hi, I see you want to go."
He's like, wow, that's a late third base. What are you doing?
I'm so far ahead right now. Number 4, baby.
Well, right now we do have that 2-2. It's going to be finishing up very quickly here. We do have Shy getting ready for more upgrades as well, adding a second starport.
Yeah, he needs a couple Vikings real quick. herO's probably like, well, you know, this game is going pretty okay for me too. I'm going to test the waters over here with my Colossus, and if you have no Vikings, man, herO, how many Stalkers did he lose this game? I felt he almost lost like absolutely nothing. Like, he's been so good with his Stalker control.
Well, this is a lot of units. It looks like herO really wants to get his damage in right now. That +2 attack finishing just as he starts this.
Yeah, and like there's just nothing out on the map for Shy, so you know there's nothing for herO to worry. He can just do this for days. If these Colossus fall, like herO is obviously a little bit overconfident. He doesn't know about his hidden base. If he would know, he'd probably play this out a little bit more safe. But still, though, he's so good in keeping those Colossus alive. They are just not taking any damage at all.
Fantastic play here from herO once again, despite a hidden base that was never found, and you know. I don't know what to say, man. herO is on fire today.
So good.
GG. And a quick 3-0 from the multiple-time Intel Extreme Master Champion here.
Moves on to the semifinal, secures himself at least $2,000. Of course, the entire top 8 at the Intel Extreme Masters will walk away with $1,000. herO now already secures himself $2,000, but there's only one amount he knows, and that is the $10,000 that you get for winning an Intel Extreme Masters stop.
Everything else does not matter. Wants to get that ticket to Katowice right off the bat. Shy put up a good fight in this tournament. He's shown us some really nice games.
He's a very good Terran player, and maybe some people may be looking at this series be like, whoa, this Terran got ruffle stomped, but this is a guy that if you put him against any foreign Protoss, he's gonna give them one hell of a run for its money. Because I can definitely see that this guy is good. I really like the approach that he has to the matchups. It's just herO, you know, if you give him an inch, you know, he's gonna
take a mile.
Yeah, exactly. Does it work?
Yeah, if you give him an inch, he can take a mile.
If you give him a finger, he takes your whole hand, you know. Like
you give herO a cookie, he's going to want a glass of milk.
That's
I read a lot of children's books nowadays, guys.
That's awesome. But yeah, I mean, still a great run by Shy, and definitely a player to look out for. And he made a good impression on me, honestly. Like, lost this series 0-3, but I still like the way that he approached the series. He did his best, and he walks away with $1,000. And, you know, I've never won $1,000 in StarCraft 2 then.
No, that's too bad. I don't think I have either, no.
GSL, no? Maybe?
I think I got like $400 for that or something.
Wow, you got underpaid.
Yeah, for sure. But that's that. Looks like we have herO up at the desk. We'll throw that over for an interview in just a moment. But unfortunately, you know, of course, our one Chinese player that was left in the tournament is out. I'm sure the crowd is a little bit disappointed in that. But, I mean, they're probably fans of their homeland players first and herO second. I'm a fan of herO.
Absolutely. And I can't wait to hear from the man himself as he's on the desk with Chobra and Apollo.
Thank you very much, Rotterdam. Yes, we are here with herO. Not too surprising, right? Yay! Congratulations. Woo! The herO that we deserve.
Oh, Chobra.
The herO that we deserve. The herO that Intel Extreme Masters deserves, truly. To be honest, I don't know what else to ask other than, how did you feel about your games today? Because yesterday he was like, oh, I don't think I played well. 뭐 저희가 3회 우승도 하셨고 뭐 어제도 인터뷰했었고 그래서 더 이상 뭐 구체적인 질문은 잘 모르겠는데
네.
어제는 컨트롤도 그렇고 조금 뭐 이기기는 했지만 더 잘해야겠다 그런 생각이 들었다고 하셨어요. 오늘은 좀 만족스러웠어요.
You've got to say at the end, you completely destroyed him.
오케이.
You have to make sure he knows that he completely destroyed him.
오늘 만약 만족스럽지 않으셨으면 방금 경기를 저희가 봤을 때는 완전 그냥 3대0 그 생각도 안 하고 이기신 것 같은데
네.
어떠셨어요?
지금 다 안 나왔다고 하면 맞을 것 같은데요, 물론한테. 근데 뭔가 세팅이 그렇게 막 완벽하진 않아가지고 컨트롤이 잘 안 나오는 것 같아요. 그래서 그게 좀 아쉬웠어요.
일단 손잡. I gotta keep you tied up. So he says, I know you'll
herO?
probably slap me if I say that
herO?
I think I have more to work on, that I need to bring out a little bit more. But he says, you know, I don't think I feel fully comfortable in the booth. Actually, I don't think I'm really in my comfort zone. So my micro still not there. Still not 100%.
What?
I'm just don't shoot the messenger. I'm just a translator.
Whoa. How that's I don't know how you
Right?
can be like that. You go in there, you completely annihilate somebody, and you're like, no, I played really bad still.
아니 그러면 지금 근데 그냥 완벽하게 완승을 하셨잖아요. 3대0 그냥 스코어뿐만 아니라 경기도 솔직히 저희가 보면서도 이게 예상보다 더 그냥 완전 완승으로 갔는데 어느 정도를 하셔야지 그럼 만족스러우세요? 경기를 했을 때.
일단 연습 때 정도 나와야 되는데 그리고 아직 제가 생각하는 강한 상대를 안 만나가지고 그래가지고 이제 섣불리 판단하기 이른 것 같아요.
Well, for one, I don't think I'm ever really satisfied until I see what I saw in practice, right? So the amount I show myself in practice and what I can see I've been improving upon, I need to see that in my matches to be content. Also, to be fair, I don't think I've met an opponent that is strong enough, that has really opposed me enough for me to say, all right, I'm satisfied. I think I've shown my best, because I just don't think I've had an opponent who can really measure me up yet.
Is that classical Lucera? The next
I
semi?
don't know that. 그러면 이번 이제 그 4강에서 김도호 선수나 그 황광 선수를 만날 텐데 그러면 그 두 선수 중에 한 분을 만나면 거기서 이기면 좀 만족스럽다 그런 생각이 드실 것 같으세요? 아니면 결승까지 가야지만 그 만족이 될 것 같아요?
일단 IEM 프린스이기 때문에 결승까지는 일단 찍어야지.
Well, I'm the Internal Stream Masters Prince, so I gotta wait until the finals, and then I'll see. From there, I'll assess my match.
Okay, I got two questions here, Chobra. First one is let's just play pretend. Let's play a game of pretend. herO loses in the semi-finals and isn't allowed to play at another Intel Extreme Masters, and he doesn't get to go to Katowice for the World Championship. How would that make him feel if he couldn't go?
All right.
It's a game of pretend, but I know he's been there all the time.
만약에 이제 만약에 4강에서 그러니까 지시고 그 다음에 뭐 무슨 이유로든 다시는 IEM에서 경기를 못 치르셔서 여기가 이제 마지막 IEM이었다면 기분이 어떠실 것 같아요?
그걸 알고 경기한다면은 그 만약도 안 만들 것 같아요.
It's like I'm going, it doesn't matter.
무조건 우승하려고 할 것 같아요.
He says if I was told that, if like a fortune teller told me something like that as I was going into my semifinals, I would pour in everything I have to make sure there's not even a single 1.1 or 0.1% chance that happens. I would make sure that I stop at nothing other than winning this weekend.
Well, the question may have seemed weird, but it got the answer I wanted to get.
Okay.
Next question, Chobra. Parting has already promised that he was going to win. Parting has said that it doesn't matter about herO and 3 times Intel Extreme Masters champion. It doesn't matter about the 4th title. Parting is going to win. What does he have to say about that?
그 원희상 선수가 어제 뭐 3회 우승한 거는 별로 상관이 없고 지금 어느 프로토스도 저만큼 영혼 있게 플레이를 하지 않는다. 그러니까 프로토스 다 잘하지만 원희상 선수가 제가 제일 잘합니다. 그렇게 얘기를 했거든요. 그래서 이번에 만약 결승에 가서 만나면 꼭 한번 진짜 프로토스가 무엇인지 보여주겠다고 약속을 했는데 그거에 대해서는 어떻게 생각하세요? 일단
영혼 있게 플레이한다고 했는데 저도 한 영혼 해가지고 이제 이사기의 영혼까지 다 털어버릴 생각이에요. 안 나오리면.
Says, well, he says he plays with soul. That's cool, but I'll play enough to just steal his soul out of his play and show you guys what ProDOS is all about. So if they meet in the finals, I think we can look forward to a great
One very
match.
quick question, Chobra, because I know we got to move on. Parting keeps calling himself the Protoss God. Keeps on calling it. What does he have to think about that?
그럼 마지막으로 원희사 선수가 또 한마디를 했는데 본인이 프로토스 가시라고 계속 얘기를 했어요.
Oh no.
All right, the Intel Extreme Master Prince versus the Protoss God. That might be our finals.
Kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
All right. Well, once again, congratulations. 뭐 다시 4강 진출 축하드리고요. 또 4강에서 좋은 모습 기대해 보겠습니다. 네, 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
All right, so thank you very much for your time here on the desk, herO, of course. Now, man, if they meet in the finals, Apollo, I would be super excited. Parting versus herO. That would be one heck of a match, but both of them have a little ways to go. Of course, herO has to wait for the semifinals. Right now, we're going to go to a break. We will come back with the bottom half of the quarterfinals. If you missed that game, if you're curious, if you haven't seen enough of not good enough of herO's micro, you can definitely go over to Plays.tv, check out those highlights, and catch up while we come back with some more or some better quarterfinals in the bottom half.